Every day is so wonderful, then suddenly it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. Good morning. It's time for the kids' time. First, I want to thank you for indulging me for my TikTok moment there. One of the things that I've appreciated about the silver lining of the pandemic has been that when we shelter in place, we can find beauty in the small things. I've been finding beauty in washing dishes, in being able to look out the window to watch the squirrel each day that jumps precariously from one limb to the other. I can almost hear him go, ah, every time he jumps. I love seeing the cats out the window. I love seeing the wind go through the trees. In these pandemic days, I really like being able to have tasks with a definite beginning, a middle, and an end. Simple tasks that help me focus and get centered. In my day-to-day life, I'm not able to do that as much as I would like. I'm commuting, I'm eating on the run, I'm going from church to church. All of those are wonderful things, but there's something about stopping and taking in a deep breath and being able to focus that I'm really thankful for. In today's gospel, I want to talk to you about Jesus. Now, Jesus is telling his disciples as he's getting ready to go to be crucified, he tells them the night before that you don't need to worry. I'm already glorified in God, and God is glorified in what I have been doing, and you are glorified too. It's a really beautiful sentiment to talk about glory, but we as Lutherans sometimes may have a hard time talking about those things that are beautiful or glorifying, to put ourselves out there in that positive way. Theologies of glory are difficult for Lutherans. In fact, I know there's a company called Old Lutheran, and their tagline is, "We're proud, but not too proud." For most Lutherans, we try to be humble. Sometimes we miss God's mark and we puff ourselves up to be bigger than we are. And oftentimes we listen too much to the voices that have put us down over our lifetime. The bullies, the people who've made fun of us, the nicknames that have been given to us. We give them too much power. Jesus spent all of his ministry teaching the disciples and showing the disciples through acts of faith and love to love God with all your heart and to love your neighbor as yourself. This is Jesus's great commandment, and it condenses and puts into a very short command all of the 10 commandments from Moses. If we are loving God, loving our neighbor, and loving ourselves, we're doing pretty well. I wish there were days where I could check off all 3 of those. I fear that those days are few and far between. So when we think about Jesus being glorified, it's not some image of Jesus putting on some amazing stunner shades and the most amazing fedora hat and very expensive clothes and walking down the runway. That's a way of puffing oneself up, and it's not a bad thing necessarily, but it's not the true core of beauty. It's not also the true core of the fullness that Jesus is talking about, that fullness of being with God completely. God has been with Jesus completely, and Jesus with God, and in that, he wants us to be completely and fully with God as well. To live our glorious lives humbly and proudly, but not too proud. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring me down. Oh no. So don't you bring me down today. May we all be glorified in Jesus to quell those negative voices in our heads that can move us, that God's words move us to love our neighbors as ourselves, to love God with all our hearts, especially in this time of pandemic. Amen.